Hey my loves, how y'all doing today? I hope everybody's feeling good today. It's a little warm to me. Well, it's been a few days. It's been several days. So I just felt like I need to get on here and say something. I had to get on here and say something again. So if you're new here, welcome. If you've been here, welcome back. Thank you for coming and joining us again today. Bless the Lord. Y'all, what I want to say is be careful when you're a manifester, and you can manifest things. Be real careful when you be real careful. And I say that to say this. I'm gonna go into a little few details, but not too much. But when you learn that you have the power or the ability to manifest, and you start seeing some things come to pass, and it's some impossible things, that you didn't see God bring you out of. Because I was that little girl that was like the lady in the Bible, that had the issue of blood. I was like that. And so I knew God at about 7.5 years old. He was in my life. But when I got about maybe 11, 12, that's when I became just like that lady. And one day when I can, maybe on story time or something, I really don't want to do no story time, but we get to talk and I'll probably go into detail a little bit about it. And but like I said, I learned about God a long time, as a kid. But I didn't understand manifesting. I didn't understand none of that stuff, until like later on in life. I was very green. When I say green, I was green. Okay, greener than grass. That fresh, good, clean grass, And unfortunately, being green like that and not being taught by the elders like I feel like I should have been, I had to learn a whole lot the hard way, But that you live and you learn, okay? So the same thing goes to say that, like I said, the apartment complex that we moved from, most of the time that I have been been here in this city and raising my children, pretty much everywhere I live, even with my ex-husband, it was always a house or a duplex. I couldn't get in apartments, no matter what I tried to do, because somewhere in there I realized that, maybe they'll cut a bill or two, and make it a lot better. And so later on, when my kids got in high school, the two oldest kids, because my third child is 14 years different from the oldest and 10 years different from the second. And when I got into, finally got an apartment, I moved up on the enemy, one of the enemies that I didn't even know. When I say enemy, I mean, this is a person that they just had this, attitude. When you know how it is when you're married. You got them that's mess and you don't want your children around. And didn't know I was moving up on somebody like that was, distant family or whatever. And then across the street they had some apartments, so we moved into those apartments. And then from those apartments we moved to the last set of apartments that we lived in before we got this house, for I did. And in those 3 apartments, I learned why God has probably spared me, even though it was a struggle, I realized why God, I think, helped me not be in, I know y'all feel like y'all all up in I'm all up in y'all grill or something. But anyway, staying in those 3 apartments, I learned about bed bugs. I learned about people cooking stuff that drive you mad because it stunk so bad. And I know all nationalities, all people got something that they cook. They got an odor that don't nobody like. Okay, so I give them that. They like to drove me mad. Then they had like some kind of stuff that they would use on the counters and stuff, when they resurface the counter, surface purpose, whatever they do, the countertops and stuff. It stunk real bad to where you have to open up the doors and the windows and stuff. And they make you have real bad headaches. All 3 of them did that. The last apartment complex, these people, it was a 2-story apartments. These people had a bad habit of letting their sinks, toilet, something run over.
Water fixtures are falling out of the walls. Water's coming out of my ceiling again.
And it would drip down on our apartment. And I'm not a perfect neat freak being with my back like it is. It aggravates and it hurt, but I'm working on that. I'm getting ready to go back and start doing therapy and all that kind of stuff, try getting to help continue to lose some weight. Because in my day, I taught my babies how to clean. I taught them all whatever, you know, where mama, and I mean, they help. And I got one that definitely like that, you know, that don't play with no cleaning. Okay, and, you know, stuff ain't clean, you know, to me, unless you clean it your way. You know, most people are like that. You know, somebody say, I cleaned it, it's clean, it's fine, it's clean. You know, like you get cleaning service and stuff like that, whatever, you know, but it's still, you got to go back behind them and clean. So my spirit started to get real antsy. I mean, just like creepy crawly. I got to get out of here. I can't take it no more, Lord. And there I go trying to manifest without the details. I did not put no details, y'all. Excuse me. I told y'all my throat to do after I start talking. Excuse me. Bless the Lord Jesus Christ. Satan, I rebuke the name of Jesus. That devil trying to keep me from talking and telling stuff. Because it's it might be what you consider some sinister stuff deep down off in there if you dig deep enough, but I ain't got time. But anyway, I was like, Lord, I got to get out of here, you know. And at the time, you know, with my kids being old and they both had graduated out of high school, my last one was in high school, I was like, I got to get out of here. My spirit was letting me know something ain't right. Something's coming. Something's going to happen. I don't know. I was just edgy. I mean, I was on edge. I was going to get up out of there. I couldn't take it no more. So I got this phone call one day at the apartment complex, and I was just sitting there on the phone. My little cell phone went off, whatever. I answered, and it was before I answered the first time. I take that back, y'all. Forgive me. I think I missed the call, and I called a lady back. And you know me, I said still a little green, old as I was. I called the lady back. She was talking about purchasing a home, helping me be able to qualify, and this, that, and the third, as they say. And so I said, okay. So we start going through the process and all that, whatever, you know. Got to getting out riding and looking at some of the properties she was showing us, and all of them was a wreck. All of them was a mess. You could literally walk in them and see that you had to have money. Like some of these that do that flip and flop and fix or whatever they call it, fixer-uppers and all that kind of stuff, bless the Lord Jesus Christ. They had that kind of stuff going on, okay? And I'm like, we ain't got that kind of money, you know. So we get down to this house that I got now. And it had a turquoise door. So I was like, maybe that's a sign, you know, because I'm a Capricorn, left-handed Capricorn. Be careful. Just be careful. That was not a sign. You can, that's why I say Satan can manipulate you into thinking a whole lot of things is right when it's wrong as hell. So anyway, I say that to say this. We have one of the greatest tools that we can use now. And it's free. It's called, put your fingers on that dial, on them letters, and click review. R-E-V-I-E-W. And add the S if you have to. Review and vet your realtor before you go forward with them. Record. Now that we got the ability to record the conversations so you can go back. Because not only that, I'm realizing with a lot of people now, I'm literally having to have to record phone calls myself. While they trying to put a pre-recording on there for you to let you know the phone call could possibly be recorded, I'm gonna have to let them know y'all being recorded, okay? Is that okay? Can we go further? Because I'm running to a whole lot of liars. I'm running to a whole lot of liars lately. And I think because they know that I have a disability, you know, they think I'm mentally crazy. Or mentally, you know, or something. But anyway, when I say make sure you do those things. The third thing is make for sure you don't let them talk you out of that inspection. Because yes, they tell you some type of inspection done, but that's not the real inspection. But yeah, you need the other one, but it's going to cost a lot of money. You might not have that money. You might not have enough to pay for that inspection and this, that, and whatever. And don't get fixated on the property. That's another thing. Don't get fixated on it. Just be open and prepared that they may have to tell you, no, you got to look somewhere else. I understand this might be in a good spot. It might be perfect as where it's at. But this don't have this, then what, you know, it don't have everything that it needs. Because I didn't know all the utilities need to be on. The gas wasn't on. Then I found out that she had somebody that was related to her in a way, whatever, however they was related to her, that did floors. The washroom needed the flooring done. The bathroom had some, like, a bunch of sticky, hard, something sticking up, like, in between the tile and stuff, like somebody was trying to do the tile and didn't know what they were doing, or it was hot and it melted. It was a mess. And it could have intentionally been done that way, because I did learn that this property was coming from a family that didn't want it, that was inherited the property and they didn't want it, but they wouldn't sell it or rent it out for some reason to anybody. But strangely, they sold it when my name popped up on there to purchase it. Okay. The bathroom, the back room, the closet, flooring still needed to be done. Up in the attic, right here in this hallway, this attic, where they get up there to go up there or whatever, one side of the arm was broke. So that means I would have to get somebody to fix that arm for them to go up and down the steps, which I haven't done yet, but I got to get it done because they're going to have to come and do some work. She stood in the hallway right there where you see this unit. That's a new little box that we put in to control the heater system, okay? The one that was in there didn't have nothing that you could tell what you was dialing. It was just like a little metal piece sticking up, and you switch it back and forth, and the lights and the water was on, but the gas wasn't. That was another catch. Gas wasn't on. This woman stood in the hallway, switching this thing, listening to it. You could hear it come on. We were like, where is it at? We went walking with this woman through this house, and she played like that whole time. She did not know where it was. And I just happened to go to the bank one day after I had many tears and realized I wasn't going to get no help. They didn't add no extra funding or nothing like that where I could get any help to fix this HVAC unit. And we didn't come in here in a freezing cold house in 2019 in January. By March, y'all know what went on by March. The world was shut down, okay? So after I done cried all these tears and stuff, one day I had to go in, I think, to make a payment or something at the bank that I started out with. Because, you know, also banks can sell your loan to another bank. And that's what they did later on. They sold my loan to another bank, and then they also merged with that bank. So I've now had like 4 or 5 different people now since they let go, or he was fired or quit or whatever. That was my bank loan officer at this new bank that they transferred, that they put me under. Because I had to go to mitigation a couple of times already, you know. And so now I got these 3 or 4 ladies I feel like it's witches calling me, because it's like all hell broke loose all of a sudden. You know, I'm telling you, like I said, the toxic job I had, I started getting attacked, constantly getting attacked and getting threatened, and I wasn't gonna have no job, I wasn't gonna keep no job. Like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but yet if it wasn't for my commission, I wouldn't have had no decent checks. I'll tell you what I was making in commission, okay? So anyway, I went to the bank, back to the story, kind of went down the rabbit hole. I have to be careful with that, going down the rabbit hole into the world. But so then I happened to go in there one day, and she told me, she said, when I was talking about the heater unit and her turning it on and standing acting like she didn't know where it was. And the lady, the banker lady, the young lady, she was like, she didn't know where it was. And she kind of jumped at me, you know. And she said, she didn't know where it was. I said, no. She acted like she didn't know where it was. And she said, she knew where it was. She said, you're not angry about it, whatever? And I said, no. And then she jumped at me again. You know, like, what? You know, you ain't angry with this woman because what she did? Is like, no, I had just as much fault in it of not being educated enough like I should have been. And the advice I'm giving now, I'm telling you, anybody new, anybody trying to get real estate, listen. Listen to what, you know, and even do your research with as they say, YouTube University. Do your research and find out and get your money right, get your credit right, get everything right. Because how we got through that with me being on disability, my son's disability income, and my daughter was working an average regular job. And I did later on hear that somewhere in there they had scams going on where they would help you get in the house and then they do all kind of stuff and you lose the house and all that or whatever. But I guess God was saying, no, you have to get in it. And she been trying to get a home all these years, whatever. It's ways to fix it up. It's ways to improve that home where it is a real home and it feel like a real home to her. No matter what y'all done. He go to make what the devil do bad, he'll make it good. Trust and believe. He'll make it good because he know the manipulation. He's sitting back watching everything. He's peeping through the clouds all the time. You know, he see everything. You know, there's nothing you can do and hide. But like I said, she act like she didn't know where it was. Well, we found out the hard way where it was. It's outside, and when I can, I may not be able to in this video because I'm trying to actually get all the information together because, like I said, I did the campaign where we get with it's called Give, Send, Go, and it's under my name, Sherwin, on the Sherwin Allen. It's under my name, and you know, for people to go and donate to help me get the HVAC system fixed. You don't have to. I'm just saying that I do have a campaign going, and that's to help me get the money because I already had a contractor come years ago, which I know now prices are gouging. They are gouging. So you know, and I already had ran into that when COVID hit with my roof and a lot of other stuff that I was going to have done or whatever. I learned then that once they looked at me, whatever they saw, I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all see because I'm not rich, you know. Bless the Lord, I don't have no income like that at all. I said disability, didn't I? And I'm trying to find how to start working from home. I do have a medical building code, but I learned that's another story for another time. I don't have the certification like I need, and you got to be certified, and I don't want to be messing with no kind of building and coding and don't have my certification right, okay? I have registered dental assistant license. I cannot stand on my feet right now and handle working in there with nobody up in there taking no bite wings and all that kind of stuff, nobody's teeth, you know, and stuff or whatever. That's stand on your feet. And I suffered when I was even going through school, and I quickly learned, okay, you made the wrong choice here. You should have found something you could sit down on and do. But now I don't have the funding for that no more. So where there's a will, there's a way though. You know, the education's not gonna go to waste. So anyway, we found out the hard way, back to the story, that it's back there. They tore a hole in the closet. And the guy that came and did the contractor came and looked around to give me an estimate on what I needed done with it. He said they may not have even had to have a permit to do it. And some things, depending on the size or the length or width or something, and they want to extend or add some or bump out or whatever they call that, there's a possibility that they may not have to have it permitted. Now this big old heater, I mean, it's about the size of length, width, and everything of maybe a little bit over a 55-inch TV. They're about that shape. That's what it kind of looked like. But you can imagine the weight of it. It looked like it may be a little bit bigger than that, you know, width and length and all that or whatever. And all the contraption that go with it. But this thing is connected to a gas line and an electric line, of course, because it runs off of gas and electric. But he was going to have to change it to all electric. So that means they got to get a crane. They got to get a crane, go up here and get it down. It's pulling on the house, so it's making the walls in the bedrooms, in the two back bedrooms, have like a line. You can see like it's cracking the stucco or whatever that's in the room on the wall, the stucco or whatever, the wall itself, like it's causing some kind of, you know, bend in that. And so then when I recently went around there, like I said, I got a photo. I went around there because I was gonna get a better photo, a video, and I took my camera and my tripod around on the side of the tree, and then I discovered that the neighbor got some little makeshift hut on the side of the house on my property with some food for an animal. I don't know if it's cats or what, because there's a backstory. When we first moved in here, it was the winter time. And we went through issues to get the gas done. We had to go through several plumbers before we finally got a plumbing company that was able to deal with the gas lines. We got that done after being here 3 weeks freezing. Okay, then the summertime comes and the grass starting to get hot. So we had to go rent from Home Depot. We went and rented a gas lawnmower and a weed eater. So my daughter and my son, younger son and my daughter, she's the oldest, my younger son is a baby boy. And I have a son in the middle. He wasn't here. And where we at, he wasn't here. So they were mowing, and all of a sudden from the side of that house, on the east side of the house, where that makeshift little hut was, that wasn't there. This just recent what I just saw, this little makeshift hut. But when they were mowing back in the summertime in 2019, all of a sudden this huge, I don't know if it was a mama or daddy, raccoon. And the thing came out past the tree, looking at my daughter and my son, all of us crazy, like it was giving us some animal choice words, and crossed the street and walked down the neighbor way, you know, neighbor's way, whatever, one way. And when we got to the back where the weeds was real high, my daughter noticed something moving around in the grass, so she was trying to be careful. We didn't want nothing leaping out at us, you know. But it was a little baby raccoon. So we made sure we went around or whatever, and it kind of crawled around over to the fence and on the little sidewalk or whatever. So we was able to go on and finish cutting the grass. There wasn't no more of them out there. So she might have been moving them at that time. And for what I was told, the raccoons will move around like every 3 to 4 years or something. They'll move around. They may come back to where they once were. So I don't know, because when we first moved here and we went around on the side looking, when we finally found out the hard way where that unit was on that closet, on top of that closet, it was a dead tail, like a long tail. Look, you could tell it was an adult cat. So I don't know if the cat was able to live without the tail or what, or the cat was just dead over there on the side of that. So I was always scared and nervous to go around there. And that's why I was on edge when I went with the camera and the tripod last week to go take a photo so I could put a better video or photo up for the people to see what I was talking about. Not only that, I discovered that they've been digging a hole on the south side of that closet, and now either water's being able to go in and go up under my home or something, I don't know. And then you know, so now I got to deal with that, because if water's going in and going under my home, because my home sit up on the foundation, it sits up, so that's a possibility of what's going on. Now I discovered this hole over here, because there wasn't no hole or nothing like that. So I don't know if she got them cats over there to be food for the raccoon, or what's going on. I don't know, because I had to call the people today to come and get a dead little baby white cat out my backyard, at my back door, at the back porch. And it have been raining a lot, so I don't know if it drowned back there. I don't know, y'all, but I'm not gonna stay on that. You know, it's hard enough to open the door and see it, you know, because I was blessing my home, and something said open your back door. Spirit said open the back door for some reason. So I'm blessing my home. I'm praying and everything, you know, and asking God to remove any evil, wicked spirits, anything in here, because these monitoring spirits are for real. And I'm like, these folk got to have some kind of way they listening in my home, in my privacy. I know my Bluetooth keep popping on a lot or something, because they seem to be a step ahead of me. Because when I say that they been gouging and doing all kind of stuff, I've had, starting with the loan company, the man talking crazy to me about they shouldn't have done a loan or whatever. And I had this loan over 10 years, y'all. I know a good 10, not about 10, maybe 8, 9 years, something like that I had with these people. And this man just started going off like I had literally was trying to rob them or something. You know, I was in his pocket and I need to pay him back his money. You know, or something. I mean, this man was nasty. And then from there, all of a sudden, the water department tells me that I had to pay them a whole $200 and some dollars. They was going to pull my water meter. My baby got paid. She gave me, out of her bills need to be paid because she don't live here in the home with me right now. Because she's doing schooling and all that kind of stuff. So she trying to stay above float where she at. And so is my son, because he had to get his own place. So they no longer are able to live together anymore. And they live in about almost 2 hours apart from one another. So the light people, I made arrangement with the light people. I had been trying for years to get this bill paid down while I was working. That's why I said it still felt like I wasn't working sometime, but it was my commission that helped, you know, but it was still like I wasn't making no money because I couldn't get rid of this bill, y'all. I got that bill down, I think, to $700, and tell me how the hell it bounced back up to almost $1,500 again. And it seemed to keep staying there, even though I pay a payment. Well, of course, now it's once a month, so of course it's gonna, you know, come back and you know, like I'm not. It's like repeat, wash and rinse, you repeat, you know, and something. It's just over and over. The cycle is just going over and over like crazy. And then they start telling me that somehow when the system updated, the arrangement I had, it changed it to add like I would say like $60 more on the bill. I ain't got no notification. Ain't nobody said nothing. So I called. They said, well, that broke it. And I'm like, how did it break it when I paid the part that I needed? All I needed was $12, and it's not even at the end of the month when it's supposed to be due. So anyway, I didn't get nowhere with them. They started telling me that I had to pay first $800. I called back. They said no. Then they said that I had to pay $600. And I think now it's like $605 or $650, something like that. That they said I have to pay $600 and some dollars, right? And then, or either on the 6th of August, they're gonna cut my lights out, and we finna be in triple digits starting Sunday. So nothing that I could do. None of the locations I try to call. Nothing. Everybody's out of funds. All they doing is Atmos Energy. But you know, I'm gonna end it there, y'all, because it's a bit much. To me, it's getting depressing and whatever, and I ain't trying to press nobody. So y'all just pray for me and keep me in y'all prayers, my family in y'all prayers, you know, because right now, like I said, we're under attack. We're seriously under attack, and I got to finish doing my manifestation. That's what that post is. I turned it around because I learned I had to go back old school to the poster. And I turned it around because, you know, I don't want nobody to see nothing. So when they do see what's on that post, I will already have a photo of it because I finished it July the 4th. And when, you know, everything was closed, nothing to do and bored, and I had been wanting to do it, and I would never do it. And I started finally, as long as I had that poster, I finally started July the 3rd working on it and finished it July the 4th. So y'all have a blessed day. And I'm going to put in it, and remember Psalm 67. May the Lord's face shine on us, and I'm going to do my best to insert that prayer in here. That scripture in here. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until the next time, we'll pick back up where we left off at. Y'all have a blessed day.